Welcome back, guys. It's Leo here from marketingwithleonard.com. Okay, so we registered our domain. Just to recap, we already registered our domain. We changed the NS record. From GoDaddy to HostGator. As you can see here, I haven't closed my screen yet, and the two named servers are now pointing to HostGator. Now what we need to do is let's head to cPanel to uh, HostGator.com and I'll introduce you to cPanel and we'll tweak some settings there to make the cPanel much more comfortable from the user's perspective. So let me just jump onto HostGator.com. And we don't need our GoDaddy, so we can log off from here. Now let me just copy and paste my cPanel. My cPanel control cPanel. Now this cPanel is you will get this cPanel when you register with HostGator. They'll provide you your cPanel address, your username, and password. And I highly recommend you keep that information because you will need those information. Um, a lot of times when you go into cPanel to make some changes or add new records. So I'm gonna log in and what I'm going to do, I'm gonna pause the recording here. So I don't want you to see you. I don't want you guys to see my username and password. Um, I'll pause the recording and I'll see you on the other side. All right, I've just logged back in to cPanel. I've just logged in now, and as you can see, it says there's a button there. You know that when you logged in, it says you can log out. So now my cPanel appearance is slightly different. You can customize this because when you log in here, it's pretty daunting because there's a lot of things that there's a lot of options that you don't even know what they are. And when I first logged into this, it's a little bit daunting because it's hard to find what you're looking for. But the best way to deal with this is I would I would simply pay attention to the headers up here. Don't pay attention too much to the icons because there's so many of them and you can get lost. So the first thing that you need to do is, when you get in here, you need, get familiar with the headers, like special offers. These are the things that HostGator is offering. There are links, HostGator's links, like linking to billing system, domain management, and preferences. Another menu is preferences. Um, This is a very good tutorial, video tutorials. I used this when I started, and there's a lot of things that you can do. Change your style. It's a lot of things that you can learn from cPanel. And if you go back to cPanel now, again, you look for the menus up the top. Mail. This is configuration of your mail records. If you want to change your MX record, for instance, this is how you create your. I got so many domains here, by the way. You can pick your own domain and log in, and then change uh, you can actually change your record. For instance, it's one of my domain is this atbbattery.org, and you can actually point the destination to a different records. Uh, so I'm just showing you this. These are the basic features of cPanels, and and now what we need to do from here is if you ever need to change your password of your cPanel, for instance, if you're one of those user who wants to regularly change the password, you have to go into the preference and change your password. And here you type in the old password and the new password. Now what I normally use is I normally use the password generator, because look at that. See how complex that is. There's no way you can, crack that password. And what I normally tend to do is I use the password generator, and I click this. I have copied this password into a safe place. Well, not really copy it to a safe place, but what I normally do is I put it into Notepad. Now, if you're not familiar with Notepad, it's a fantastic tool. It's very simple to use. You just go into search button and then just type in Notepad, just like I did. And and what you do from here, you just simply copy that. Okay. You can generate another password if you want. If you're not kind of happy with the old one, and you can just right click, copy this, and then right click here in Notepad and paste it. Okay. And then you click use the password. And that's it. So now you get all this green tick, means it's a strong password, and it allows you to change the password of your MySQL. We're gonna talk about MySQL on the module 6. For now, we're just going to cPanel just to give you an idea, um, how you work with cPanel and understanding how cPanel works, and things like that. So we're going back to cPanel. Okay, so that's where you change your. Oops, there's a ad pop up there from HostGator. So that's where you change your password. Now, to change the style of your theme, if you don't like the appearance, the looks and feel, I mean, the default looks and feel for me, I don't particularly like it. So I normally change those things. So I normally go into change the style, and here you can pick and choose the style that really suits you, because there's quite a few of them. And I believe that's the default settings there, because I didn't like that setting because there's too many things going. What I tend to do is just I tend to pick the simple one, and I happen to pick the black one. What you're seeing now is that one there. So you can pick and choose which one. Now, if you happen to pick that particular style, you just simply switch to this style. You can switch backwards and forward. If I click on that, okay, my style has changed. So if I go back in, go back, I want to switch it back, okay, style has changed. All right, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it to that style, and so I like this style. It's very simple. So now to go back to the main menu, just click on this home button. That takes you back all the way to the main. Okay. Again, I don't want to show you again, so I'm gonna take that. All right. Now later on the module 11, we're gonna go deeper into cPanel. But for now, I'm just gonna introduce you to cPanel because we're gonna work a lot of times in cPanel. So understanding of cPanel is so important, being an internet marketer, because most of the things that you'll be doing, excuse me, is in cPanel. Because without understanding of cPanel, you will never, you know, grasp the idea of how you're gonna register a domain folder or create a domain folder, a subfolders, install WordPress, and all those other things. And there's also a lot of stuff are happening here. You can see this side of the uh, page on the left-hand side, all the statistics. Now, I'm not going to cover that. That part there is for another training in the future. But there are some, information, gold nuggets information on this, on how your web server is performing, on how your particular site is performing. If you're experiencing some latency, performance, and things like that, that's a very good indication what's happening there. And there are some reporting here that it tells you, what's happening behind your website. So this is the cPanel. It's the introduction to cPanel. As I mentioned on the module 11, we were going to go deeper into cPanel, but I highly recommend you stay with the modules, step by step. That way you understand the process from the beginning all the way to the advanced. And don't jump around, because you're going to miss some things that I'm going to say on this particular module. And when you're into, if you jump around, and I might say something, way back in the module 2 or module 3, then there's a disjoint of information. So I highly recommend you stick with the modules as we go along. So that is working with cPanel, introduction to cPanel, changing the cPanel theme, and changing the password. Um, Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next module, which is creating domain folder.